Peace be upon you, my dear students. Welcome to a new video lesson for grade 9. It will be module 10, That's Life. And the lesson will be 10B, reading 1. And as usual, prepare your student book, page 108, and your workbook, page 106. Now let's go. As usual, my dear students, we start with learning objectives. And in this lesson, we have two objectives. Objective 1. Students will be able to recognize some idioms expressing feelings. Objective 2. Students will be able to identify what happened to three persons after skimming the reading text. Okay, dear students, what are the idioms we are going to deal with? They are idioms to express feelings. And what are the feelings we are going to see? Feeling 1, shock. Feeling 2, annoyance. And feeling 3, embarrassment. Before we go to our lesson, we need to know what do we mean by idioms. An idiom is a group of words in a fixed order that have a particular meaning that is different from the meanings of each word on its own. Let's go to idiom 1, my dear students. Look at the picture. What happens to the girl's face? Yes, it goes red. This means she feels embarrassed. When you feel embarrassed, you can use this idiom. Go as red as a beetroot, which means to become very red in the face. Then you feel embarrassed. Look at the example. My friend goes as red as a beetroot when she makes a mistake. What do you think this man feels? He may be shocked. That's right. When you are shocked, you can use this idiom. Can't believe my eyes, which means extremely surprised or angry about something you have seen or heard. Then you feel shocked. For example, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw the accident. What do you think this man feels? Yes, he may be annoyed. When you are annoyed, you can use this idiom. Drive someone up the wall, which means to annoy someone by doing something. Then you feel annoyed. Like this example. That loud beeping noise is driving me up the wall. What do you think this woman feels? Yes, she may be embarrassed. Then you can say, make a fool of someone, which means to make someone seem stupid by behaving in a silly or embarrassing way. Then you feel embarrassed. For example, don't let him make a fool of you like that. Say something back. What do you think these kids feel? Yes, shocked. And when we are shocked, we can use this idiom, nearly jumped out of one's skin, which means to say that someone is suddenly surprised or frightened very much. Then you feel shocked. Like this example. I nearly jumped out of my skin when I heard a bang in the kitchen. What do you think this boy feels? Good. Embarrassed. We can use this idiom. Want the ground to open up and swallow me, which means to wish one could have an escape or some instant relief from an embarrassing situation. Then you feel embarrassed. Look at the example. When I bumped into the light post, I wanted the ground to open up and swallow me. Now let's move to your student book, page 108. Exercise 1, Vocabulary. In this exercise, we have 6 sentences, as you can see, and he wants me to decide what the idioms in bold express. Do the people feel shocked, embarrassed, or annoyed? Now, Pause the video for 5 minutes, read the sentences, answer the questions, then come back again. Welcome back again, my dear students. Now, let's check the answers. 1. When I realized I had introduced my boss with a wrong name, I went as red as a beetroot. How does this person feel? Very good. Embarrassed. Sentence 2. Linda couldn't believe her eyes when she waved at the monkey and it waved back. How does Linda feel? Perfect. Shocked. What about 3? My neighbor keeps throwing rubbish in my garden and it's driving me up the wall. How does this person feel? Well done. Annoyed. 4. I didn't enter the competition because I wasn't prepared and I knew I would make a fool of myself. How does this person feel? Right. Embarrassed. 5. When the phone rang in the middle of the night, I nearly jumped out of my skin. How does this person feel? Good. Shocked. Now, sentence 6. I fell flat on my face in the middle of the square. I wanted the ground to open up and swallow me. How does this person feel? Excellent. Embarrassed. Exercise 2. Read. A. Look at the pictures. What do you think happened? Read the text quickly, skim, and check your answers. You can follow up the speaker and then come back again to know what happened to each character.
So, there I was, sitting at the station waiting for my train. I was reading my book and wasn't really paying attention to what was going on around me. The train approached and when it stopped, I picked up my bag and quickly got on. Then I heard a woman shouting, "Stop thief!" I looked around and saw the woman get on the train and walk straight up to me. I couldn't believe my ears. She kept saying that I was a thief and that I had stolen her bag. That's when I realized I had my bag on my shoulder and her bag in my hand. I apologized and told her that I had done it by accident, but I don't think she believed me. Luckily, she didn't call the police. Linda Jameson.
2. I was in the car with 2 friends the other day when my sister called to say she needed a bottle of milk. We stopped at a shop on the way and my friends waited in the car while I went to buy the milk. When I got into the back seat of the car, I closed the door and told them that we could leave, but nothing happened and the car didn't move. That's when I noticed a man and a lady looking at me in surprise. I was in the wrong car. When I realized my mistake, I went as red as a beetroot. Carl Winters.
3. This happened during one of my lunch breaks from work. I was eating a sandwich in the park, and some kids were playing football nearby. They were kicking the ball in my direction and almost hit me a couple of times. I tried to ignore them, but they were really driving me up the wall. I told them I wanted some peace and quiet, but they didn't go away. Eventually, the ball hit me right on the head. I was furious. So, I took the ball and kicked it in the opposite direction. Unfortunately, it smashed into a shop window. It was a ridiculous reaction, I know. I just wanted the ground to open up and swallow me. Henry Walker.
Okay, dear students, let's know what happened to each person. What about Linda Jameson? What happened? Very good. Linda took another woman's bag and the woman started shouting. What about Carl Winters? What happened? Yes, Carl got into the wrong car because he thought it was his friend's car. And what about Henry Walker? Yes, Henry kicked some kid's ball and it smashed into a shop window. Now let's go to your home assignment, which will be in your workbook, page 106, exercise A. In this exercise, you are asked to match the 2 halves of the sentences. Now, my dear students, it's time to our online homework. Log on to your Microsoft Teams account and do the quiz within 24 hours. Thank you for your attention. Accept my best wishes.